Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I want to cover off how do you know when that energetic wall has really dismantled? What are the signs? How are you feeling? What are you doing? And what's playing out with the soul, I guess? And yeah, what can you start to expect to see in the 3D, in the physical world? So welcome, I'm Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. So we all know at the start of this journey, there's this big energetic wall that goes up between you and the physical twin flame. And it's, if anyone experienced seeing it physically without seeing it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically the energy is repelled, right? It builds up and then it's got nowhere to go, so it literally repels. And what's building up is all the fear-based energy, and it's for a reason. That fear is all rising up so that you can see it, so that you can work with it. And yes, it's bloody uncomfortable when it first happens. And that energetic wall is very thick and you can't see it, but it's there and you know it's there and it's obviously there. Particularly if you've been in the physical with your twin and you would literally hear one body, second body, and you feel you feel it. And I definitely felt it and experienced it some years back. So it's such a solid energetic block. And all of that block is everything that's stopping the energy to come back together and be the magnets, okay? So how do you know that that's cleared away? What are you feeling on the inside? And this, I guess you could say, is that in a union? That block, you know that block is really cleared because you'll start feeling very safe inside. You'll feel very secure in yourself. You'll feel very anchored in, you'll feel very stable and centered, and this is balanced energy. You're not out there reacting to the world. You're not out there reacting with your twin. Even if you're not seeing the twin in the physical right now, you will be feeling the energy returning back to you. It has to, because the block's gone. And so the more you're dismantling the blocks, the more you will feel the energy, the soul coming back together. Remember, this is a reunion of your soul. It is so much more than anything on this physical planet that you see. It's all about your energy. So how are you? Let's tap into more on how you're going to feel. First of all, the feminine polarity here, irrespective of gender, is typically, they've cleared a lot of their, they might have reorganized their whole physical life, right? So your physical life is completely different to what it was when you started this journey. So you might be out of an old relationship and you've kind of really worked through that process. You might be in a completely different job. You might have moved cities. For me, all of the above. You've worked through those blocks. You've removed the old relationship, and you've worked through the fear, and you've worked through the angst, through all of that. And you're really at peace with that. You may have changed jobs, you may not have, but for me, I'm very much in purpose. I'm really standing solid, doing my thing from a place of absolute freedom and living from that beautiful frequency of what I put out now is from love, and it's freedom, and it's helping others see their own light. And I'm very anchored in my purpose. I'm very anchored in who I am. I know who I am. I've met every dark piece of myself, every fear, all those insecurities you've met. You're also in a space energetically where you just see the red flags. You see the bullshit so fast that you're like not engaging. And you are also the embodiment of your boundaries. You simply will not allow anybody, and I mean anybody, to speak about a version of you that you know you are not, based on their perception, based on their experience from when you were like 10 years old, for an example, right? And so you really anchored in, and you're just not going to tolerate it anymore. You're just going to go, no, you can stop that story, because you know what it is, you see it. And so you don't project it out. You're just in this beautiful balanced space where you go, no, not having that about me, that story or that narrative anymore about me, because it's simply a perception of somebody else's story, right? So you're very, you just know yourself. Know thyself. That's what this is. You are very much in that space of self-mastery. If you feel some energy rising, you know how to deal with it, and you will snap out of it pretty quick because you realize the mind is just, it's old dusty energy, and you just need to allow it to work through your body, and it literally works through pretty quickly. That's how you are transmuting. You're really anchored in, you're standing in your own sovereignty, in your own pillar of light, and you feel incredible. You feel phenomenal, and you just magnetize in anything and everything. It's kind of weird. It's like people just come, they're so drawn to you, and it's just your frequency. It's very, very beautiful. And you will also notice that, you know, your friends or family members will say you're just different. You're really centered, you're really grounded. And it's, yeah, that is how you're feeling on the inside, right? When you've really energetically done the work and you're very centered, you're very balanced. You're not in that, you know, you're not in that emotional body anymore where you're just thrashing around. You've dealt with all of that kind of stuff. Your physical masculine, whether you're seeing them in the physical yet or not, is irrelevant at this point, okay? They often will go into dark silence around this time because they're going through their own journey, and you have to allow that process to unfold. And it's quite common for them to go into deep silence. And your job is to hold your pillar of light. Keep focusing on you. Remember what this journey is about. It's about love and freedom. Okay? They are synonymous with each other. So you hold that pillar of unconditional love, not just for yourself, but you will hold it for the twin as well, irrespective of what's playing out. You are not in any waiting energy. You know that this is about the reunion of your soul, and you see things playing out in the physical world. And this is what I want to get across to everybody. How do you know the energy is coming back into you? Well, one, you will feel it inside of you. You will feel the expansion of the soul inside. This connection builds on the inside of you. You'll feel it in your heart chakra. You'll feel the energy up and down your full chakras. You've probably really purified that soul energy. The sexual energy is completely shifted. It's very, very different. You are in full-blown creative mode. You want to apply that sexual energy into everything, okay? And I don't mean people. I mean just, I mean your work, just the way you radiate. It's not you're not going to go out and share that energy just with anybody at a physical level. It's you're putting that creative energy into just all aspects of your life, the way that you present yourself, the way that you run in your home, the just like, I know for me, everything in my house has changed really differently. And, just my whole home is a lot lighter. I don't have dark colors in my home anymore. My wardrobe's changed. Like, there's a lot that's changed in my reality. And you're just really in your own light. So you will feel the energy building. You may have a very potent telepathic connection because you've cleared that energetic block. Do not panic if you're not getting this, right? Every journey is unique and individual, but you're always telepathically connected. Just how that shows up in your physical is going to be different for everybody. But you may have a real strong telepathic connection, and it is very real thing. And you just know what's going on. Trust that is the truth, okay? Not what you're seeing in the physical, because you are always connected, because your true masculine is not the physical body. The true feminine is not this physical body. You are one being. And I've said this many times, I've been gifted seeing at the molecular structure of the masculine and feminine. And that is who you are. So your masculine needs to ground this into the physical realm. Okay, how is that showing up? Even if you're not seeing the physical body yet, it's showing up in their name everywhere. You'll see different number plates that reflect you, your journey. You will see them showing up, potentially their name on social media. You'll start seeing it through other connections. That is all helping you balance. It's the spiritual masculine, the higher masculine coming through and trying to ground this, and in that process of seeing those synchronicities, Just know that that is the masculine trying to ground you and anchor this into 3D, even though you are not seeing the physical yet. The physical will come at some point. It can't not. This is a magnetic force. It's so much more than what you see in this physical world. So you have to just really lean in and trust. Now, what happens here is often if the feminine's not really anchored in yet, and can't hold that frequency, you might find that the synchronicities then dissipate down. If you're allowing your energy to spike and you're going, oh, what does this mean? Are they coming back? No, they never left you, okay? They actually never left you, because at an energy level, you're one. So this is why you've got to always look at this from the level of the soul, from your energy. Trust the balance and the stability that you're feeling within, not what you're seeing in the physical. The physical is a reflection of your internal. So if your internal is not stable and anchored in yet, don't worry, you will get there. Okay, but that's why you may see the masculine coming in and out. You know, they suddenly show up in your reality. It's not a time for you to leap in and start engaging and having conversations. Allow your physical masculine, your higher masculine, to bring this into the physical realm. Allow, the more you just sit back and just hold your own pillar of light and hold that power within you, that beautiful frequency, the more anchored in you'll get, the more stable you will get, the better you will feel, the more you're manifesting, the more you're in that abundance frequency. So you're going to feel very powerful on the inside. And what I mean by that is you feel the energy, you just feel you're not unregulated at all. You're really centered, you're really grounded in who you are, and you're just vibing and you're in flow typically. You're not all up in the mind. Now, that's not to say that the mind won't come in every now and then, and it will, but you'll find that you'll go, I don't like being in the mind. You actually find it really repelling, that you'll do your best to get back into soul very, very quickly. So just know that those things that play out in the physical, whether it's synchronicities, their name coming up everywhere, that is your spiritual, that's the soul orchestrating everything. The soul saying, hey, I'm returning in the physical. Your job is just to really anchor in more, stabilize more. This is not a connection built on conditions. It's not built on control. It's not built on all my needs and wants, the human needs and wants. You've got to release all of that. So when you're being asked to let go of the twin flame, you've been asked to detach. You're not detaching and let going of the physical, okay? You're let going and detaching from the underlying energy, which is your insecurity and your fear that you need to control this, because you don't. You are a magnetic force. When you can hold this, they will stay around you. They don't want to be anywhere else. When you can hold that frequency of love and freedom, and you're living from that space yourself, eventually it will show up in your physical, and they will want nothing more than to be around that, because who wants to be controlled? Who wants to be stuck in shitty relationships that are based on conditions? You won't. When you're really anchored in, you'll realize that all of that is so toxic. You won't care about it anymore. That's what you're letting go of. And you're letting go of the energy and behind it, what's wrapped into it. Okay, and you're allowing the soul to be free. Your soul is limitless, it's expansive. It wants to operate from this beautiful energy of unconditional love, and it wants to also be free. And so therefore you are now operating from that. And so you extend that out, because your twin's an extension of you. You extend that out to them, the physical I'm talking. And so you just hold unconditional love. You're out of the judgment, you're out of the duality of what's played out between the two physical bodies, and you really are just in this beautiful frequency where you know you're one, you know your soul, you've got to know yourself at the level of the soul, and that's where your focus is. This is where your attention is, and you keep directing yourself back there, and that becomes your new state of being. I just want to get clear, this journey is a process, and it is a process for a reason, and it needs to be. We are here to clear out the distorted energy in our soul. It's not about your human needs and wants and desires anymore. It's about your soul's expansion and evolution and growth. And this is how you need to take this journey. It's not about the human side, it's about your soul's expansion and growth. Are you keeping your soul stuck in situations that are no longer in resonance just out of fear, or are you releasing them and letting them go so the soul can really show you the powerhouse that it is? Remember what this journey is always about. It's about the soul. All right, it's about you getting to know the energetic level of your soul and the depths of it, and clearing out the stuff that the soul needs to so that you can't destroy energy, but you can transform it. And that's essentially what you do. You transform the illusion of control and all of that, and then it shifts into this higher frequency. You're also radiating, by the way. Your physical body is caught up with this new frequency. You're not looking like I did a few years ago, where you're just like dragging your ass everywhere and you're gaunt and you're just, you've got all these physical things happening with your body. You really are very purified, and you are radiating a very different energy out, and people notice it. And that's why you become very drawn. People are very drawn to you. So just hold your light. It is a process. It's a reunion of the soul. There is no urgency here. Your soul knows exactly what needs to play out. You just need to allow the mind to get out of the way and just come back into soul and trust. Have faith. Trust and faith is all that you need. And you're having trust and faith in the unseen. I know that's really hard. But you've got to really trust, really have faith that you've been awakened for a reason. Your soul wants you to live a very aligned lifestyle. And that soul alignment is new friendships, the twin, a beautiful connection. It's not an unbalanced relationship when you're centered and balanced. So to get out of all the fear of all of that stuff. If you're still in that fear, then you're not balanced yet, and that's okay. Don't believe in this story that the connection is toxic and all that. That's only in the beginning, right? Once you're balanced and centered, then you're good. And don't even believe that you'll never get there, because that's not true either. That's just your fear. Don't believe the shit that you read, essentially. Trust your own frequency, trust your own energy, trust your own soul. Don't even believe in me. Believe in your own soul. I want you to have faith and trust in your soul, not what anybody else is saying, right? It's literally about faith and believing in your soul. So know that you are being taken on a journey. Your soul is nudging you forward. All those synchronicities and signs are to help you balance out more, to help you level yourself, to come more into stability so that you can hold this beautiful pillar of light. Your soul wants to bring in the magic for you. You've just got to allow the soul to do that. The mind wants to control, and it's just an illusion. There is no control. Okay, it doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Control is simply an illusion of the mind, and it's just not true. Anyway, really hope this helps, but just know that when you're in this energy, sorry, just to wrap this up, is that energetic wall is really broken down by this point, and you will start to see the signs, and you'll know, because you know in yourself, you're not in that fear anymore. You just simply know you're in this state of love, and we've got to hold it and just anchor it in more and more and more, and the soul you'll see the soul doing the work in the 3D, but you'll see it through synchronicities first, and then eventually you'll see it, and you'll start to see the physical. Anyway, as always, sending so much love.